I definitely don't think it's a hoax, you know, and it seems like the division is so great now that everybody is either on one side or the other, and I think the truth and the reality is somewhere in the middle. I think everybody is entitled to their own opinions and how they feel and to do what's best for them. Where I have a problem with it, personally, as a business owner, as a parent, and as everything else, is when I feel like we're being forced to do things without the proof or the data to support those things being forced on us. But I do think the virus is real. I know people that have had it. I know people have gotten very sick from it. My father had it, was very sick. My mother stayed right in the house with him for 2 weeks while he had it, and she never got it. So my brother had it, is you know, a couple years younger than me, relatively healthy, late 30s. He had it quite bad. A couple of my other friends contacted at the same time as my brother did, and they were perfectly fine. So I think if there's anything through this whole process that we know, is that we really don't know anything. You know, so as long as people are left to make their own decisions and to do what they feel is best for them and their family, I think we'll all come out the other end, whenever that may be. I don't know what the powers that be see the end game as being. As of right now, I don't think they even give us a glimpse of hope as far as an end game. They just keep throwing things at us, and my feeling is they just want to see who will do what and to what extent. You know, I jokingly say at times they're just going to keep coming up with the most outlandish things that they can come up with and see if people will do it. You know, when the people that are supposed to be the professionals are so unclear, it kind of leaves enough doubt in my mind to where I'm just going to do what I feel is best for me and my family. We're strong, we're healthy, we take care of ourselves, we do the proper things that I think prevents us from getting sick before the coronavirus and someday after, hopefully. As a restaurant, you know, we had to buckle down and we did what we felt we needed to do. We complied with things that made sense to us and that would keep our business safe and our customers safe and our operations moving forward. And then, you know, as roadblocks, if that's what you want to call them, came along, we just kind of took them one day at a time and one decision at a time, and that's when we decided to stay open the second time, just because I couldn't see this restaurant and my 22 families that I support and employ here coming out the other end of it. The light at the end of the tunnel seemed pretty dim, and you know, I'm glad we made the decision we did at the time. We thought it'd be long and done and over with, and it was a dire and a desperate decision at the time, and here we are, you know, 4 or 5 months later, and we're no closer to being where we needed to be in the first place. So I'm glad we did what we did. We have no regrets. We actually feel that we came out on the other end of it as good as we possibly could have.
Did you stay open all through the winter then?
Yeah, we have
closed?
No. Well, I take that back. We did have to close. We kind of ran into a little hiccup with a local judge here. The health department was not happy with what we were doing, and they were trying to find in different ways and different things that they could present to us that would force us to close. The only way that they found was the cease and desist orders. You know, they were not enforceable at the time. All that stuff has been dropped currently, by the way.
How long were you closed then?
That time I believe we were closed for 5 weeks.
Okay.
Because of the judgment. Basically what came about was that I was going to be held criminally in contempt of court for violating the judge's order, and he told me he would give me a minimum of 30 days in jail, no bond. So as much as I love my people, and as much as I love my restaurant, my business, and my small town, and what we were standing for and what we were doing, I wasn't going to sit in jail for serving people breakfast. You know, we implemented all the safety protocols for the social distancing and the division and every other table and the capacity, the sanitizing, all those different things, had the employees wearing masks. But when it came to customers wearing masks, I was at a point where I was not going to force them to wear masks. If they chose to come to my restaurant and to eat in my restaurant, I was not going to force them to wear masks. I just didn't feel right about that. That's kind of where I drew the line. Now, there was a few people, I would say a handful of tables after we got into the middle of things that, you know, would feel uncomfortable, or they would ask the server, you know, can you make sure you put your mask up over your nose, stuff like that. And so that's obviously what we would do. But in the grand scheme of things, what we decided and tried to do was to take care of our customers. That's what we're here for. That's who pays our bills. That's who helps us live the lives that we live. So we're going to make them feel as much as at home and as comfortable as we possibly could without, being the mask police, so to speak. Everybody's just kind of becoming robotic when it comes to the mask thing. And I think to the point now where it's been 14 or 15 months and you get out of your car to go into the store and you grab your phone, you grab your keys, and you grab your mask. And I think, that's sad to me. If people were wearing masks because they truly believed that they were preventing getting someone else sick or getting themselves sick, then I'm all for that. If people are wearing masks because they're being told to wear masks and they're just in a routine of doing it now and that's just, how things are, the new normal, so to speak, then I kind of have a problem with that. But we'll see. Hopefully people can rally around and we can learn more about it and we can slowly kind of see where this whole thing's going to end. I don't think it's going to end. I think COVID's here to stay. I think COVID, 5 years from now, there'll be something else that we're all freaking out about. But how we handled this situation, is that going to be the way we handle every situation from here on out? Or was this going to be an isolated incident that maybe they do track back and say, I guess it kind of was politically driven, or maybe there was some overreaction or things like that. But you look at the numbers even today, Michigan's horrible. We have the strictest restrictions and the mask mandates and everything else. I was just in South Carolina for 10 days, and the fact that people went on vacation and we went there, and I know tons of people went to Florida and everything else, and they said it was like we could live again. That hurts me inside to even think that us as Americans that's where we're at with the whole thing. Like, we had permission to go live our life again. And so I guess to me it's all about the precedents that are being set, if it's done for the right reasons, and how do we ever get to the point where it's proven it was done for the right reasons, and where do we go from here?